Hello students, I am Daljinder, your mentor for mathematics, and in today's video we are going to practice questions about lines, angles and triangles. I know most of you find this chapter very easy and so are these questions going to be. Now let's get into the video and solve these questions which are very important for your paper. If the lines M and N are parallel to each other, you remember the previous video in which I explained you about lines and angles, the properties of parallel lines, right? Now based on those same properties, we are today going to solve questions here, okay? Now it is telling you that line M and N are parallel to each other, right? And it is asking you to find out the value of angle 5 and angle 7. Now let's first locate where is angle 5 and where is angle 7. So this is your angle 5 and this is your angle 7. What is given to us in this question is 125 degree. We know only one value among all the angles present here, that is 125 degree. If this is 125 degree, the angle opposite to it, that is angle number 4, will also be 125 degree, for which we will have to write down a reason that angle, let's name this point as O and let's name this point as P, okay? This is, let's say, A, this is, let's say, B, this is C and this is D, and let's name it as E and F. Alright, so these are the namings we have done just to make our work easy. Now we can see that angle AOC is equal to 125 degree, right? That's what is given to us in the question. Now the other angle, angle EOP, will also be equal to 125 degree. Why? Because it is vertically opposite angle. Whenever two lines intersect each other, the angles found between them are always equal. The condition is that the lines should be straight. So we'll write down here, they are vertically opposite angles. Right? Now what is the purpose of finding this angle? We have to actually find angle 5 here, but we are finding angle EOP, right? Now we will find angle OPF. How? Let's see here. Angle OPF plus angle POE. So that is angle 125, that is angle 4 plus angle 5 will give you 180 degree. Okay. Now this is a sum that corresponding, or what you can say, consecutive interior angles sum is 180 degree. ठीक है, that is अगर parallel lines के बीच में कोई भी दो angles होते हैं same side पे, तो उनको add up करके we get 180 degree. So we know the value of angle POE as 125. So OPF plus 125 equals to 180 degree. So what will be the value of OPE? Or you can say angle 5 also. Okay, I'm directly writing down angle 5. I'll just write down these alphabets to explain you better. Okay. Otherwise, you have to write down in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So angle 5 will be 180 minus 125. Right? This will be equal to 55 degree. So angle 5 here comes out to be 55 degree. Now if you remember, जैसे ये 125 और ये 125 था vertically opposite angle थे. Similarly, angle 5 and angle 7 are also vertically opposite angle. So this will also be equal to angle 7, and in bracket you will write down the reason that they are vertically opposite angles as we have written here. Now remember, in these questions you just don't have to solve it, you have to write down the reasoning. These are very simple questions. The teacher also knows, everyone knows how to do it, but your marks are for the reasoning that you write. So make sure you write down the reasonings along with the working that you're doing. Okay, now let's look into the next question. Okay, now students, let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 is actually reverse of question number 1 we just did. How? Let's see. It is telling you that angle A is 120 degree, that this particular angle is given to you as 120 degree, okay? And angle H is given 60, so this angle is 60 here. What is it asking you? It is asking you determine if the lines are parallel, that is line P and line Q are parallel or not. This is what we have to find. So you see this angle A is 120 degree. So angle C will also be 120 degree, and reason we know, what is it? They are vertically opposite angles. We have just done, so I will just write down in short form, vertically opposite angles. But in exam you have to write down properly. So angle A equals to angle C equals to 120 degree. Alright. Now similarly, angle H is 60 degree given here, and angle F will also be 60 degree. So what will we write down? Angle H is equals to angle F equals to 60 degree. Again the same condition, that is vertically opposite angles, right? Now we just studied that if you have consecutive interior angles, their sum should be 180 degree in a parallel line. Now we have to prove that these lines are parallel. So to prove that these lines are parallel or not, हमारा इन दोनों का sum कितना आना चाहिए? It should be 180 degree. So let's see, angle C plus angle F should be equal to 180 degree to prove that line P and line Q are parallel. So we'll write down the values. 120 plus 60 gives us 180, right? So 180. It means their sum is 180, which means these lines are parallel. So what will be the reasoning you'll write down? You'll write down consecutive interior angles of parallel lines are 180 degree. Okay? And then you write, since angle C plus angle F equals to 180 degree, therefore line P and Q are parallel. Okay students, I hope you understood this question. Very simple question, just इन दोनों को add up करके 180 आ गया, which means these two lines are parallel. Now let's look at question number 3. So question number 3 says, in the adjoining figure, AB is parallel to CD. So two lines are given, AB and CD. Both of these lines are parallel. You have to find out the value of X, Y and Z. So there are three variables in this question, X, Y and Z, and you have to find out the value of those variables. Now you see this angle is given to you here as 80 degree, right? And this complete angle is segregated into two parts, that is 3x and 2x. So if I want to write it down together, I can write it as 5x, right? If you remember in the previous question, we saw that if you have two parallel lines and there are two angles in between them, they are consecutive interior angles. And the sum of consecutive interior angles is how much? 180 degree, right? So we'll add up both of them. So 5x plus 80 degree, that is the other consecutive interior angle. This will give you sum 180. Plus 80 will go on to the other side, it will become minus 80. From 180, if you subtract 80, it will give you 100 degree, right? X will be 100 upon 5, and 5 how much times gives you 100? 520 times gives you. So X value comes out to be 20. Okay? Now what do we need to find out? We need to find out the value of Y, and then we need to find out the value of Z. So you see this is a triangle PQR. We know that sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degree. That is, if I add 2x plus 80 plus y, it should give me 180 degree, right? So we write down the same statement here. 2x plus 80 plus y should be equal to 180 degree, right? Angle sum property. And then in the bracket you have to write down the angle sum property because the reasoning carries the marks. Here we'll write down angle sum property. It's very important, okay? Now 2x, what is the value of x? 20. So 2x will become 40. So this is 40 plus 80 plus y equals to 180 degree, right? Now 40 plus 80 will give you 120. 120 plus y will be equal to 180 degree. Very obvious that 120 will go on to the other side. 180 minus 120. So this will give you how much, Bache? This will give you 60 degree. So value of the second variable y is 60 degree. Now if you look back into the figure, we have to find out the value of z, right? You know y here as 60 degree. If you know, and I hope you know, that if you have a straight line and there is a line cutting over it, okay, the angles when added together will give you 180 degree. The two angles on this side of a transversal will give you 180 degree, which is called the property of a linear pair. Linear pair means, linear means straight. So एक line पे अगर दो angles बनते हैं, their sum is always 180 degree. So what are we going to write down? We are going to write down here angle y plus angle z equals to 180 degree. And a linear pair always gives you a straight line. Straight line's angle is, or straight angle is 180 degree, right? Y is how much? 60. So 60 plus z equals to 180 Z will be equal to 180 minus 60, which is going to give us 120 degree. So Z value comes out to be 120 degree. Now this is not the only way in which you can do this question. There are other properties also which you can use. So if you're getting the same answer using other properties, that's also good. But make sure you write down the name of the property that you are using. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. Now question number 4 is slightly similar and slightly different from the previous question we just did. What's the similarity? Again, 2 parallel lines are given and again one transfer is going through them. But this time we do not have 3 variables as we had in the previous one. Here we just have to find out the value of x. Okay. Now let's see what are the values given here. So this angle is given as 3 times x minus 6. This particular angle is given as x plus 5. And this angle, small angle here, is given as 27 degree. Okay. We need to find out the value of x, so that obviously means that somehow or some way or the other we have to equate these values, or 2 times or 3 times. We have to do something that we bring them into equation and we get the value of our x. So here this is 3 times x minus 6. This angle will also be equals to 3 times x minus 6. And what will be the reason here? The reason is corresponding angles of a parallel line. Okay. So we'll write down angle EFT, that is this angle, 3 times x minus 6, is equal to angle FGB, which is equal to how much? 3 times x minus 6. Now you see what is the value of angle AGH. AGH is a compilation of these 2 angles. Okay? So you write down angle AGH is equal to sum of which 2 angles? Sum of AGI and IGH. So AGI plus angle IGH. So what are the values of these 2? एक की value x plus 5 है, दूसरे की 27 है. So here we write down x plus 5 and then we have 27. Right? Now if you see here, angle AGH is vertically opposite to FGB. ये दोनों angles जो हैं, they are like this. They are vertically opposite angles. This complete angle, sum of 2 angles, and this is the other angle, 3x minus 6. So these are vertically opposite angle, and we know vertically opposite angles are equal, right? So you write down angle AGH is equal to angle FGB, right? And then you have to write down the reason there. What is the reason? The reason is vertically opposite angles. So I'm writing down VOP, which we have already discussed, vertically opposite angles. And here also, when you're writing this 3x minus 6, 3x minus 6, you have to tell the reason, because the reason carries marks. What is the reason here for this? These are corresponding angles. If you do not write the reasoning there, you lose marks. So you have to write down corresponding angles there. Okay. Similarly, here we have written vertically opposite angles. Now let's put the values which we have found out. So this is x plus 5 plus 27, and this is how much? 3 times x minus 6. So let's write down here 3 times x minus 6. Now let's solve it. Now we'll add this up. 27 plus 5 will give you 32. So here we'll write down 32, x plus 32. And this is 3 into x will give us 3x. And 3 into minus 6 is minus 18. So what are we going to do? We are going to bring minus 18 this side, and we are going to take plus x on the other side. So this will become 3x minus x. You already know that when we take one term on the other side, the sign changes. So plus x becomes minus x. And here 32 plus 18. 3x minus x will give us 2x. And 32 plus 18 will give us 50. So what will be the value of x? X will be 50 upon 2, which gives you 25 degree as the value of x. Now this is what he asked us to find out, but there are other parts in question paper. Sometimes what happen is they ask you the value of particular angles. After finding out the value of x, they ask you, let's say they ask you what is the value of EFD. EFD kya tha? 3 times x minus 6. So in that case, what would you do? You write on 3 here, x ki jagah 25 likhoge, minus 6. Okay? Now 25 minus 6 will give you 19, and then you have to multiply it by 3. Right? This gives you 57 degree. Right? So this is how they can ask you questions ahead. Now let's move on to the next question. Question number 5 is here on your screen. Now let's look at how do we do this question. In the adjoining figure, AB is parallel to CD. Again, two lines are given parallel to you, AB and CD. Okay. Find the value of x, y, z. Again, you have to find out the value of three variables here. Very simply, these two are parallel lines and DB is the transversal cutting them. So I'll just show you here, like these two are parallel lines and this is the transversal cutting them, right? So it's very obvious that this angle and this angle is equal. And what do we call them? We call them alternate interior angles, right? So we'll write down angle X will be equal to 40 degree. And the reason you will put down, that is alternate interior angles. Alright. Now, then you have to find out the value of y. Very simply, x plus y plus 80 will give you 180 degree because angle sum property of a triangle, that sum of all the angles is 180 degree. So we'll write down x plus y plus 80 equals to 180 degree. Then again in the bracket you have to write down the reasoning. Reasoning carries marks as I've already repeated. And here you will write down angle sum property of a triangle. Right. So x we know as 40. So in place of x I'll write down 40. So this becomes 40 plus y plus 80 equals to 180 degree. 80 plus 40 gives you 120. Okay. So y will be 180 and plus 120 will go to other side, it will become minus 120. So 180 minus 120, y gives you 60 degree. So the value of y is 60 degree. Now the last angle which is left out is angle Z. So angle Z and angle C, that is 80 degree, will be equal how? Again, these two are parallel lines and this is the transversal cutting them. This angle and this angle will be equal, that is they both are alternate interior angles. So we'll just simply write down angle Z equals to 80 degree. And here in the bracket you write down same property, alternate interior angles. Right? So this is how we found out the value of x, y, z. If you have any doubts, you can type down your doubts in the comment section. Now let's move on to the next question. Now I think we have done enough of questions that revises our basics and helps you to do the questions. Now let's do quickly some small parts or some simple questions. Now you have to find out the value of x from part 1 to 4 in question number 6. Okay, this is part 1 here. Now you can see this angle is given 3x minus 25 and this angle is given 2x plus 5. Now these two angles are corresponding angles. So we are straight away going to write here that 3x minus 25 is equals to 2x plus 5. And what will be the reason that you will be writing? You will be writing down corresponding angles. Right. So 2x, let's bring on this side. So it will be 3x minus 2x. Let's take 25 on the other side. It will be 5 plus 25. 3x minus 2x is x. 5 plus 25 is 30. So the value of x here is 30. Let's suppose उसे हमसे question पूछा था, we would have written 3 into 30 minus 25. 3 into 30 is 90. 90 minus 25 is 65. That would be our answer. If he had asked this angle, again we would have put the value of x. Now let's move on to the next part. Second part of question 5 is right here on your screen. Let's see what is this. AB and CD are two lines which are parallel to each other. Okay? They are cut by a transversal line, right? The angles made by the transversal and the parallel lines are 2x minus 10 and 5x minus 20. Now here there is no relation between these two angles. So what are we going to do? This angle E here is 2x minus 10. We are going to write down here 2x minus 10. Why? Because this EFD is corresponding angle to this. Let's name this as P. So this PEB and EFD are corresponding angles. So you'll have to write down there that angle PEB is equal to angle EFD, which is equal to how much? 2x minus 10. And then you have to write down the reason corresponding angles. Right. Now, once we are done with this, you can easily see that 2x minus 10 and 5x minus 20 are on a straight line and they form a linear pair. And we know that a linear pair's sum is 180 degree, right? So we will write down here 2x minus 10 plus 5x minus 20 equals to 180 degree, and in the bracket you will write down linear pair. Right? Let's solve this out. 2x plus 5x will give us 7x, and minus 10 and minus 20 will give us minus 30, which is equals to 180 degree. Minus 30 will go on to the other side, it will become plus 30. So 7x equals to 180 plus 7x equals to 210. X will be 210 upon 7, and 7 3s are 21 and 0 copy. So the x comes out to be 30 degree, and this is your final answer. Simple. Now let's move on to part number 3. So part number 3 is right here on your screen. Again, two parallel lines are there. There are two lines which are cutting these parallel lines, or we can say joining these, and they are forming certain angles which are given here. One is 2x plus 6, other is 3x plus 14, and the third is 70 degree. Now one simplest way to do is that you add up this and this angle and put it equal to 180 degree, but then we don't have this angle, so we can't find its value. So we'll have to use some property of the other of a parallel line, obviously. Now this is angle 70, this angle will also be 70 degree. The reason being, this will be alternate interior angles, right? Now we can clearly see 70 plus 3x plus 14 plus 2x plus 6 are lying on a straight line. That is, sum of all these three angles will be 180 degree. So we'll write down 70 plus 3x plus 14 plus 2x plus 6 equals to 180. Now in this question I have not done those labelings and all. You have to do it for sure. We can't do all of that in one video. Otherwise it will be a very lengthy video. So you have to name it, obviously. Then you have to tell this angle is equal to this angle with the alternate interior angle property, right? Thereafter we simply just add it up and solve it. So 70 plus 14 will give us 84. 84 plus 6 will give us 90. So 90 here. 3x plus 2x will give us 5x, which is equal to 180 degree, right? Let 5x be here only. This will be 180 minus 90, which is 90 only. So 5x equals to 90, right? X will be what? 90 upon 5, and 5 18s is 90, so x comes out to be 18 degree, and this is your answer. Now let's move on to part number 4. So part number 4 has two parallel lines, line L and line M, right? And it is being cut by two transversals. We can see that 4y, 3y, 5y are three angles here, and other angle is given 3x. Other angle is given x degree. We have to find out the value of x. But before finding out the value of x, we would definitely need the value of y. So how can we find the value of y? So you see these three angles are again on a straight line, and if any number of angles are on a straight line, their sum will always be 180 degree, right? So we'll put them equal. So 4y plus 5y plus 3y is equal to 180 degree, right? 4 and 5 will give you 9, 9 and 3 will give you 12. So 12y equals to 180 degree. Y will be 180 upon 12. Let's cut it by the table of 6. 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18, 30, and 2 15s are 30. So this is 15 degree is the value of y. Now we need to find out the value of x. So I'll rub out this part soon. But here you pay attention, you have to find out the value of x. If we want to know x, x will be equal to this whole angle. This angle and this angle is equal, right? These are the corresponding angles in case of parallel lines. So what is this whole angle equal to? This whole angle is equal to 5y plus 3y, which means 5y plus 3y will be 5 into 15 plus 3 into 15. 5y plus 3y is how much? 8y. So we have to do 8y की value निकालनी है हमें, and 8y is equal to x. And here you will write down the reason, corresponding angles. Now 8 into 15 equals to x, 8 into 15 is 120 degree. So 120 degree is your answer for x. Very, very simple question. I hope no one has any doubt here. Let's just quickly let you see the figure again. Yes. Now let's proceed to the next question. Now question number 6 brings us towards the end of this video, and this is the last question which we are going to do. So this question says in the adjoining figure AB is parallel to CD. ये दोनों lines आपस में parallel दे रखी हैं. Find the value of x and y, two variables x and y. We have to find out the value of these variables. Okay. So first let's find out the value of y. Okay. So this angle is 75 degree. This complete angle will also be 75 degree. Why? We have already studied that they are corresponding angles. So we'll simply write down 75 equals to 25 plus y, and then you write down the reason, corresponding angles. So 25 will come on to this side. 75 minus 25 will give you 50 degree. So the value of y is 50 degree. Right? Now we need to find out the value of x. Very simply we can find the value of x. See, this is 75, this is 20, and this is question mark angle. We don't know the value of this angle. But if we get to know the value of this angle, then this angle plus 25 degree plus x will give us 180 degree. Right? So let's assume this angle as let's take it as, what can we take it as? Let's take it as GEF, the name of the angle. So angle GEF plus 75 degree plus 20 degree is equal to 180 degree because they are on a straight line. And reason you'll write down straight line. I'm writing down in short form. You have to write down in proper words, obviously. So 75 plus 20 will give you 95. So angle GEF will be 180 minus 95, which will give you 85 degree. So this angle where I had put a question mark, this angle comes out to be 85 degree. Now 85 degree plus 25 plus x will give us 180 because these are angles of a triangle. Right? So this is, I'll draw it here. This is 85 degree. This angle is x degree. And this angle is 25 degree. So we'll simply add all of them. 85 plus 25 plus x equals to 180 degree. So 85 plus 25 will give us 110. 110 plus x equals to 180 degree. Right, children? So x will be 180 minus 110. And x comes out to be as 70 degree. And this is your answer. Simple. Now this was the last question of this exercise. I hope all of you have understood this exercise and the questions asked in this. Now these are the kind of questions which are asked in your RIMC paper. This is exactly the same level, and in fact some of the questions have also been picked up from the previous RIMC papers. So I hope you understood. If you have any doubt in your minds, you can comment down in the comment section down below. Okay, I'll see you next time in the next video. Till then, this is Daljinder Singh, your mentor for mathematics from Winning Edge. Thank you. Bye bye.